Call the meeting to order and welcoming the public members that are out there. Minutes have been distributed. Do we have any additions or corrections?
None by me.
Nope. Okay, hearing none, we'll accept the minutes as presented. Okay, Mary Ann, you want to do your thing?
Sure. So a little bit of background for those that might be new to the process here. In 2017, the residents of the Newman Lake Flood Control Zone District presented the Board of County Commissioners with a petition to appoint a Board of Appraisers to reconsider, revise, or reaffirm the classification and relative percentages of the parcels within the Flood Control Zone District under RCW 86.09. The objectives of this reassessment are for the Board of Appraisers to take a fresh look at the parcels contained within the boundaries of the district and determine or reassess the benefits each parcel derives from both flood control and stormwater management undertaken by the Flood Control Zone District. And then, based on those benefits, reconsider, revise, or reaffirm the current classification of each parcel with respect to each of the two purposes of the Flood Control Zone District. In performing this reassessment, the Board of Appraisers is tasked with identifying every parcel that derives any benefit, so that assessments are fairly distributing the costs of the district among as many benefited parcels as allowed by law. At the end of this reassessment, the Board of Appraisers will provide the Board of County Commissioners, acting as the supervisors of the Newman Lake Flood Control Zone District, with a new base map and land descriptions outlining the classifications of the different lands on the base map based on their relative benefits derived separately for 1, flood control, and 2, water quality. This new base map will be used to levy assessments on those parcels not otherwise classified as non-benefited based on their relative benefit ratios. So this is about the 12th meeting of the Board of Appraisers. We've come a long way. And after collecting background information and visiting the Newman Lake area and properties and discussing proposed changes, they're preparing a proposed draft benefit map for public review. The public is invited to provide input on this process later in the meeting or online on the Board of Appraisers website. And I think that covers it. Okay.
Thank you. Let's go a little out of order here. Let's go straight to the proposed mapping. Can you bring that up, Marianne?
Sure. Did you want me to like start with the any particular order here, like the flood ones? We start with those.
Flood ones we don't have to change, I don't think. Do we?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right. Bring up which one is it, Brian?
56105.9050.
That's on the northwest corner.
Yeah, on the west side.
Yeah, west side, Marianne.
56905 point what?
9050.
Okay, I'm gonna do it on 56. What was the first 5 digits?
56105.
105. Okay. All right, let me share my screen here.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so let me show the flood. This is the proposed Newman Lake Flood District. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
So this is what you're proposing, correct? That be
Yeah.
a secondary?
That's a secondary lot along with those to the left of that road.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all
These here.
correct, and those two are correct. So on flood control, those were all mapped the way that I intended. The next one would be 56102, no, sorry, 56044.9051.
560449051. Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay. Sorry here.
Yeah, that's correct. And it's proposed to change to all blue, and that was the intention. And then just north of that 0124, the same thing. So those are all good.
That's correct then?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that island, there's two islands there,
Correct.
which
Yeah.
I don't remember, what's the deal with those?
Those were non-waterfront. And 9051 was touching the water, therefore it applied to the whole parcel. So we changed it to all blue.
So, I might have something to look at in mind.
So the next one, Marianne, is 56041.0504. Yeah. So
Okay.
that one was blue and then red or pink. And the one next to it was the same, and those were changed to all blue. So those two are correct. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I didn't receive a map on. So I think we should go over those as well.
Oh, okay.
The first one is 56041.9033.
9033. Whoops. This parcel, you didn't get we didn't have a map covered on that one?
No, not that I could find.
Okay.
Oh, wait, there it is. Yep. No, I see it now. So that one is correct and 9032 is correct. Okay. So how about 56096? .9027.
Looks all blue to me.
Yeah, and that's the map I'm missing is that one. So
Oh,
yeah, that's
must have.
correct.
Did it come on a line or something, a split on the map or?
Yeah, there was just a short section I think was missed. And then, so that one's correct. Next parcel is 56044.
Just a minute here, make a note. 9027. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, what was the next parcel?
56044.9048.
Okay, is that what you were looking at?
Yes, and that's correct. And 9049 next to it, that's correct as well. Okay, so everything on my list all the recommended changes I had on my list are reflected on the maps you sent correctly.
So I have a few, I think we should check and make sure we done.
Okay, this was just flood, right? That we're checking. Did
That
you?
was correct.
Okay. Okay. Did you have something, Larry, you wanted to
I
check?
did. You remember those parcels we talked about on the phone? Down at the bottom of the lake?
Yeah.
Let's check and make sure those are done properly.
Okay, so this is the flood one.
Yeah. So those pieces that are up on top of the hill, on the south side of the road, when they redid the lot line. Here, let me get closer.
Yeah. So you're talking about these parcels here
Yes,
that are split
yeah. So
by the
should
road?
I guess the question is, should those all be, what is that, tan, or should those all be?
Yeah, I
So-
think that's well,
So
let's
the
put
way
the
that-
legend up.
This stuff is down below the lake, down in the reeds and the marshes. And then on this side, it's up on top of the hill.
So yeah, that's the primary 100% is the
So we were going to have a rule that if it was split, that it would be assessed based on the most on the
We applied to the whole parcel.
yeah. So do we need to change those so that they're all the same? Or do we fall back on the rule?
I made a note on that. I think to be consistent,
We need to change it, don't we?
yeah.
For water quality, I would say that should apply to the entire parcel.
Okay, I think we've got a form one, or an agreement on that one. So those 4 split parcels.
this one,
should- Yeah,
this one, and this one, and this one.
yeah. So those should, the entire parcel should be the same color.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, is that it, Larry?
Yeah, those 4, right? Okay.
So just to be careful, can you put a floodplain map on top of that?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I remember. So have we got a whole bunch of parcels in there that we need to Mary Ann, do you see what I was wondering about?
These, are you talking about these parcels here?
Yeah. They're all in the floodplain, but they aren't categorized that way on the map.
Yeah, I think that you guys had kind of looked at that initially, in terms of where the flooding was. But let me put the aerial on and
All the discussion
That
that I
helps.
remember related to water quality and not to floodplain.
so, yeah, you can,
So I think that there's a pretty good argument for,
Well, it's below the dam, right?
you know,
We talked about this.
I guess what I wonder is why would we have some of the area that's in the floodplain included, and some of the area in the floodplain not included?
Yeah, I don't have a map of that area by flood.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, I was looking for my notes.
Um, No, I don't remember talking about it for flood.
okay.
You know, my memory's not what it was, so.
I don't remember either.
It used to be pretty snappy and now it's kind of mushy.
You know, it might have been, I have, when we were looking at the flooding pictures.
Okay, can we lay a flood picture on top of that? Or is that what, no?
Let me see here if I can dig those up here.
Do you have a flood
Let
map?
me do something in a minute so you're not.
The farther down I go.
I have to use that extra fund statement.
It's right in here and not shown.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I guess it seems to me that. Is it logical if the dam was not there, the basin would fill to the area shown in the floodplain? Is that right, Marianne?
Yeah, you know, oh, that's the idea. Maybe what you could do is kind of look at contours too, I guess. Maybe that would be helpful, huh? Let me see if I can pull that up.
Oh, floodplain, I mean, the The floodplain map is based on contours.
Right.
But it's not always from working with, we've working with a lot of these flood maps. They're not always 100%, but
Yeah, it's like they do it from 30,000 feet.
so let me go back to screen share here. Um, so I don't, can you see the contours?
Yes.
So
But
it does rise up some along in here, although, you know, that's still looking a little bit wet, but it's above the so 21, 2120, so about 2131 would be the 100-year base flood elevation, just for comparison. So this is 2132 here, and it goes up. This looks like 2136. These are 2-foot contours.
so the floodplain map says this area would flood if there was no dam. That's how you read that?
It's hard to, like I say, these flood maps are pretty approximate. So if you're looking at flooding without the dam, and we could kind of go back to those inundation maps, you know, when the dam breaches, and look at that. Looking at contours, it does have a rise that kind of follows the line of the previous benefit area, but not totally, but there is some.
Meaning
Let me see if I can bring up the
done is reasonable.
let's see here. Let's see. So what can you guys see? Are you still seeing the Newman Lake map, with the contours?
Yes.
Okay. So let me stop share and reshare. So I dug up the one of the inundation maps here. Can you see this inundation map?
I can.
So
I'm not sure how to read it.
it's a little bit rotated. But this is the area with those parcels that go above and below the road. That's the point. This is West Newman Lake Drive coming off of Star Road
And
here.
what does, so that area where your cursor is,
Yeah,
what does it say about that area?
that says this is the area that would flood if the dam breached.
The dark blue?
Correct.
Okay, so
that's not
we don't
included.
need to do anything.
Yeah. Correct.
I'll bring the this back up to here. Let's take the what do I have? Take the contours off.
Are we ready to go on to water quality?
All right, you through, Larry?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're square on the flood?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Water quality. Brian?
Okay.
So since we're looking at it right now, I think we're okay on this section in terms of having those split parcels all be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I think those are shown correctly.
Okay.
Could you bring up 56103? Please. .9091.
I'm still amazed that we can do this.
Okay, yep, those are correct. The next one is 56102. .0222. Okay. So where is that one? Could you just zoom out just a little bit so I can get my bearings?
You bet. That okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. And the next grouping is all in 56091. .9024. So 25, 24, 23, those are all correct. 22, 21, correct. 31, correct. 30 and 28 are correct. 9016 and 15, and then 14. Does 14 touch the water?
Oh, jeez. I don't know why this comes up in the middle of it, but I think it does. Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Yep.
And then just one last one to check. 56096. .9027. Okay, correct. Yeah, so all of those are correctly shown on the maps.
Okay. And I think we got, did we understand this one correctly? Your 90,
Yes. Yeah.
9027. Okay.
Yep.
So see the one, the other little island of red there and surrounded by blue?
That
Who
one?
owns it? Yeah.
That's the homeowners association for Twin Cedars. And
And click on
that's Twin Cedars right there, the main block. So that's associated with that one. But it's, I'm sorry, go ahead, Larry.
I know we talked about this issue, but I can sure see the logic for having that be blue.
Well, I think what we said was we're doing it by parcel, not by owner. And that was the reason we left it the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's
So, tell me, there are a group of parcels that people were upset about because the way that they were assessed caused a big fancy home to have very low assessments because of the split parcel thing. Are there any of those that are notorious that we've missed? We haven't talked about. Yeah, I don't know which ones those are. But I think we should. And my guess is that Mary Ann knows.
well, it was mainly the split parcel issues. So my thought is that you've hit
We've hit all
Not
of them.
all of them, just by addressing the split parcel issue.
Okay. So
And-
this is
and-
not a split parcel, but a split ownership.
Oh, you mean that island?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah, it's individual parcels and it's an island. It looks odd, but following our logic, I think it makes sense.
So I think it ought to be blue, but there's a problem with it being blue. And that is if it ever sold, you'd have to change it back to red. And I don't think they want to be in that business.
Yeah, I think that's a good argument. So I say leave it red, and it is what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so is we're in Rand's water
Yes.
quality.
Yes.
Okay, east side of the lake, Marianne.
Okay.
Flood control, and the new map's just fine. And the water quality on the new map looks fine to me. I don't see any changes from what you have. You said these maps at this point have not been distributed to the public.
No, other than what they're looking at right now, but no, we didn't post them until you guys had a chance to make sure that we were interpreting correctly. But that's probably the next step there is to, and we can we'll make the one correction here. I think that's what we've got so far is the those 4 parcels in Larry's area there. That should be all, you decided should be all in flood control. Should be all the same that are split by the road.
Okay,
So we can make that change and also make sure that the one parcel, it sounds like in Brian's area that kind of got split, we'll make sure that shows up on the maps, and then we can post them and get the word out to the public. And if you want at your, set up your next meeting for a little more of a public involvement, give them the opportunity to comment or, request changes or whatever. If you'd like to do that.
okay. Okay, before we get into public comments, I don't know if we have anybody out there, but just want to kind of run through what we've done so far in coming up with these classifications. We started out reviewing material that was provided for by the county. We then took a detailed tour of the lake and surrounding facilities, compliments of Marianne and the county staff. We have all gone back and done subsequent inspections. We reviewed proximity studies that have been done around the United States and other lake situations. We have talked to real estate agents on the subject of proximity. We all have appraisal experience that involve property around lakes in various areas of the state. And we have bought and sold, some of us have bought and sold real estate in proximity to a lake. I personally developed a subdivision lake property. I think we made a pretty thorough tour.
Let me add to that a little bit. We've ruled out causation as a benefit. We've had many discussions and public input and agree that causation is not a benefit, and that has been ruled out and not used in our interpretations of benefits.
Correct.
And we also can't do it by law.
True.
And we've also what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought there. Oh, probably the major thing we have done is recommended a change in the formula for calculating the assessments. We've asked for an attorney general opinion on assessed value versus market value. But our recommendation is that we do away with the land area formula and do it on value, whether it be market value or assessed value. Rather than area be on a value. And with that said, we're not going to get into a question and answer session here, but we're certainly willing to hear or would like to hear many members of the public that are out there would like to address us.
Yeah, if you'd like to provide testimony, please click or press the raise hand button, or if you're on the phone, *9.
Can't make out what you're saying.
He was telling them to raise their hand if they want to join in.
Dennis,
Dennis is back.
welcome, Dennis. Go right ahead.
His mic's not on.
I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I've missed the last couple meetings for some medical issues and stuff like that, so I'm trying to catch back up. I guess I'd like to hear your position as to how you're going to report the determination of the boundaries. I know that your study can only address the existing boundary, but is your findings that the flood control district is properly defined? Because I question in the long term whether your study and its results can actually save the district relative to its current definition, if that makes sense.
Okay, Dennis, we're not going to get into a question and answer.
Oh, okay.
But I will say that our scope did not include reinventing the total boundary.
And I guess my question is whether your report will reflect the logic that you have found in your opinion on the logic of the defining of the boundary, understanding that it's not within your current purview. I agree with you there.
No, it's not part of our scope of work, and we're not going to make a recommendation on that.
All right, I guess in my brief exposure here at the start of this meeting, I think what I see is if these are made public, I would love to take a look at them and give them a review to answer the question that you'd asked just a few minutes ago about whether any split parcels have been missed. But I guess what I see is we're pretty much, I'm going to use my terminology here, we're pretty much addressing the bug dust and not the real problem. And again, it's outside your purview. I understand all those things. So,
Wait,
okay, no,
what do you think is the real problem?
I think if you're going to have a flood control district, you need to define the flood control district properly so that people who are in the flood control district actually pay for it. And then if you get into water quality, I don't think that you're going to remaining the ability to tax nearby residents for the maintaining of water quality for a public lake. I'm sure you've heard comments from other people to that same situation, but you can't continue to hold. I don't believe you can continue to hold the 770, or you've modified the number a little bit, people responsible to pay for the safety of this public lake. That's pretty much in a nutshell.
Okay, thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, guys. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone else? Derek?
I'm not seeing anyone else raising their hand.
My assumption is that our next meeting will probably have a lot more comments once the maps have been made public. But again, I don't want to get into a question and answer thing, but I would really appreciate people stating their opinions. No more hands up? Okay,
Not
Dave,
seeing-
go ahead.
I did not see any more hands up.
So with the point of closing,
Well, I have a question on this spreadsheet Mary Ann sent. Just trying to understand it.
Okay, miscellaneous topic. Brian, you have a question on the Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah, Mary Ann, you sent us a spreadsheet with, I think, all of our changes. Does that look familiar? Can you see that?
Right, yeah, I'm just gonna open that up. I can,
Maybe you can walk us through how that works, because I don't know that I understand what it means.
all right, hang on one second. I'll get it open here and share my screen. Is this the spreadsheet that you're asking about?
Yes. That's it.
So this is basically the list of the parcels that were changed from current to a proposed. And yeah, I don't know. Actually, Derek, do you you're kind of the author of this one. Did you want to explain it?
Well, I didn't make it. It was just generated from Lori M.
Okay,
And you're right. It's the ones that have changes. It's the original percentages and then the new percentages. So the left is the new, the tax year 2023. That's the new allocation with the proposed changes. And
This
then,
one, that's the
yeah.
tax year, okay.
And then the comments are what were submitted from each BOA member on the document they provided.
And then the rest of that would be the
The current
current
assessment,
one.
yeah,
Okay.
or the current benefit assessments.
Yeah. So this is the percentage then in each class, the flood, each flood classification, and then each rehab stands for the water quality. That's what it was called originally, and that's how it's coded in our computer. But
Okay, I can follow the first one, makes sense. It's water quality is 100% and flood is 100% for that first parcel. But if we get down to, let's take number 56091.9016. It has an 87 and a 13.
this one here,
Yes.
okay, let me, what I can, let me pull that up on the,
How is this information going to be used?
well, this was just a way for us to pass the information on to, you know, the changes that were made in the computer. So this is kind of mainly a way to document the changes kind of back to you as what was done. So
Backup for the map.
correct. 96091. 9016. Let me just copy it here. Copy. Paste.
This is interesting, but unimportant. And it's their job to make sure that it works. That's, they call things, it's not ours.
Well, this 9016 is a split parcel, so this one might be a little bit critical.
Yeah, so you're right. So it shouldn't be, let's see, well, let me reshare my screen here. So we're looking at the actual parcel on the map. And okay, so this shows the proposed flood. So the spreadsheet should have that it's 100%.
Correct.
That
Yeah.
classification. Now the water or the flood would be different. The flood still shows that it's just the
Right.
part below the road.
And so where did the 87 and 13 come from then?
That's the percentage of the area of the parcel that's below the road versus above the road.
Okay, but you're not going to be using area, right? You're going to be using values.
Yeah, so for the purposes of this, we did not use your recommendation yet on how to calculate the split parcels.
Okay. Okay.
So
And you will get with that. You
I
will-
think, yeah, I think what we were going to look at is whether we could do it manually. And then we'll talk to the programmer too. it's not an easy program to change. So if we'd have to change and once we kind of did that, it would, yeah, we'll have to see if we can talk closer. But worst case is that we would do that manually for what split parcels are left. But looking at this, it is quite a few. So we'll look and see if we can have her be able to do that for the mock roll. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I do understand that that you guys are recommending that, and we just weren't able to do it for this draft.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
Are you waiting to see if the county commissioners agree with that before you change it?
Well, we wouldn't change that or the market. Well, I guess we're waiting on the AG as far as the market value. Yeah, we probably wouldn't change anything in the program itself until, we have everything finalized.
Right.
But we might be able to do something separate off to the side, kind of like how we did this. So
Okay.
we'll have to look at it a little closer.
Sounds like a plan. Any other topics we need to discuss?
Do we need to make a recommendation that the maps as we've discussed them are what we're submitting, or
I think we'll do that in our next meeting.
once the final changes are made?
Yeah, once final changes are made, I would envision that in our next meeting, and after hearing some public comment, we may want to make some changes beyond that. And
They may recognize something we did.
Okay.
Okay, next meeting, how does May 11 fit in with everybody? That's 2 weeks. Is that enough time for you, Mary Ann?
Yeah. So, right. Yes, May, let's look at the calendar here. Let me pull up my calendar. Yes, May 11th works. What we would like to do, since we're trying to get as much public input as possible, is, would you guys be amenable to holding it at about 5:30 or 6?
In the morning?
No, in the evening.
Yeah.
I don't get up that early.
Hey, we get double pay for overtime.
That works for me, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so we'll make the 4 parcel corrections, and oh yes, and did you want to do that on Zoom? Did you want to try to do that in person? We're open either way.
I think Zoom will work.
Okay.
I think so. Sure.
Okay, and you want to do it, I mean, you guys can meet there in Chelan. Do you want to do that as well?
Yeah, 6 o'clock on the 11th, 6 p.m.
So I don't understand. Are we zooming or are we coming here?
Here.
We're gonna Zoom from here.
Okay. I'm all for that.
Okay.
Okay.
I will zoom
Right.
and zoom from here. Zoom.
Okay, I think that covers it. I hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
The meeting is adjourned.